back to another episode of Mystic Movement Astrology, navigating the stars with our feet on the ground. I'm your host, Lena, and wow, there is a lot to cover today. I'm going to try to keep it as brief and simple as possible because I think all of us have our heads and hearts spinning in so many different directions right now. This is a very challenging time just by the facts of everything going on in the world, and also just what everyone is going through to some extent or another, spiritually and relationally, socially, economically, racially. I mean, there's just so many levels to this transformation that we're in right now. It's really a revolution of consciousness, and for as many things that I could say that could be taken as potentially negative or strained at this time, I really want to focus on the positives, because with every dark time there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So right now we have Mars, which is about to leave Pisces. Okay, so Mars is right now at 28 degrees of Pisces. I want to share with you the Sabian symbol of Mars at 28 degrees, 29 degrees of Pisces. So that symbol is light breaking through a prism into many colors. So light breaking into many colors as it passes through a prism. So Pisces is the collective unconscious. This degree, 28, 29 degrees of Pisces, the very end of the zodiac, is the last degree of this life, this last note. So before we come into Aries, 0 degrees, 1 degrees Aries, which is the emergence of life. You know, it's the consciousness, it's that childlike awakening. So we're seeing this light break through a prism into many colors, and that can be a metaphor for seeing the subconscious, seeing all of the different facets and where that's coming from, the different stories in our lives, the different past traumas, emotions. So we've been kind of swimming in this Piscean sea, in this Neptunian realm of fantasies and dreams and delusions and deception even. And some of that has been self-deception, and especially with this South Node in Sagittarius right now, we could be deceiving ourselves that we want to maintain a certain belief that is no longer supported by the facts, which Gemini is our North Node. Gemini is guiding us right now to the future. So as much as we are focusing on what is real and what is true in this moment now in our immediate environment, we will be served to evolve and for the universe to meet our needs where we are. So another way to talk about this is Jung talked about how the birth of an individual, so if we're thinking of Aries, that is truly the sign of the individual and birthing our individuality. And Aries is ruled by Mars. So Mars now comes into Aries at 0 degrees on Saturday. It's going to be directly squaring the nodes. And that's like that birthing that Jung talked about of the individual is when the subconscious becomes conscious. So right now we're going through this phase collectively and individually, and there's this opportunity to see that subconscious that's operative within each of us in our own unique ways, and to bring that into the light of our awareness, of consciousness. So this South Node Sagittarius is embodying this subconscious energy, whereas the North Node in Gemini calling us to focus on this information, on the facts, on the details of the immediate environment, is serving our conscious reality. To take that a step further, I want to explore the Sabian symbol for 0 degrees of Aries. The symbol is described as a woman just risen from the sea, a seal embracing her. So we have the image, the vision of this woman emerging from the sea, emerging from Pisces, emerging from this subconscious energy, and a seal embracing her. So this is the subconscious, this is the natural realm we can associate with Sagittarius, natural law and order, the way things have always been, just the natural laws of time and eternity, and the natural world, the seal, and that's embracing her, and she is embracing it. So this is like a meeting of the conscious, the human, and the subconscious, the animal. So the subconscious is actually embracing us. So as much as this Gemini energy seems to suggest that we should be looking, seeking, searching, fact-checking, finding, discovering, this very masculine energy that Gemini is a part of, really that is there, but there's this pull of the South Node it's actually revealing itself to us. So what's being called of us is more of this presencing and just remaining aware and awake in the moment to see things as they've been laid out before us. Yes, do your research. Yes, investigate, study, learn about yourself, learn about what's going on in the world, but pay attention. This is more of a listening to what is happening. And to connect that, if we're looking at the North Node ruling our collective direction right now, we also want to look at the rulership of the North Node in Gemini, which is Mercury. Okay, Mercury rules Gemini. So Mercury right now is in Cancer. So Mercury is a planet of communication. It's this very fast-moving planet, and it's how we're getting our information. So in Cancer, it's with the emotions. So we still have the sun in Cancer. We just went through this solar eclipse in Cancer. So how are we receiving the messages from our emotions to inform our decisions, to inform our stance in our life? Emotions respond to the truth of things. They are our most alert awareness operating. They're immediate. You feel something, you just know, what it is. And this is really speaking to this axis of truth that we're on with Sagittarius and Gemini, the old truth versus the new truth. So just be aware. Be aware, is there subconscious truth that you're acting out in favor of despite the facts? Is your inner child Cancer? Are you trying to justify the wants and desires of a past version of yourself that no longer exists? So to combine this energy of the emotion with the North Node direction in Gemini, it's really about listening to, I just received a call there. So it's really about listening to those emotions and presencing with those emotions that are speaking to your true self, as you are now, as you exist now, in this moment now. This is all about the present. So maybe you made a commitment to an idea or a group or belief system or a person or some arrangement in the past, and it's no longer serving your needs and your desires in this moment. So as much as it might hurt you to not be loyal or committed to that decision you made in the past, if it's not serving your truth in this present, then you're really not serving anyone, especially yourself, by forcing yourself to be dogmatically tied to a desire that you had in the past. Talking a little bit more about that, the desires in the past are more like cravings that manifest. And what we're looking for in the future manifests in a yearning, this kind of longing for something that isn't already. So if we can do this internal presencing with ourselves and seeing the colors of our subconscious manifest in all these different ways, and really hold that and feel that and process that, then you will be able to nurture the person you are today. Okay, so by embracing or allowing ourselves to be embraced by the person that we were, maybe it was last year, maybe it was when we were 5, maybe it was in a past lifetime. You know, this is energetic, so you have to connect on whatever level that's meaningful for you. We're being embraced by this past self, and to have that strength to not succumb to the craving of this subconscious desire as it's manifesting through Mars. You know, Mars is our desire, and Mars is going to be making a loose sextile to Venus. Okay, because Venus is now at 5 degrees of Gemini. She is starting to move direct. She's been stationed since yesterday, and she'll be in shadow until she's at 21 degrees, because that's when she went retrograde initially. So now we're out of the underworld with Venus, and now she has emerged, and she's still experiencing this shadow, like the shadow of a doubt. Okay, she's went back in Gemini. She did her fact checking about, okay, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really value? And where is that going to take me to my greatest pleasure, to my greatest joy in my life? That's what Venus wants. Venus wants us to be happy. We want to be happy. So the way to do that is to truly be honest with ourselves, which is so much easier said than done, because it can be confusing. We can have this ambivalence going on and this contradiction of interests. Well, maybe it's all my fault, or maybe I'm looking at it wrong, or maybe if I look at it this way. Yes, we want to look at the prism in all the different ways that we're being influenced, and that the subconscious can manifest itself, but ultimately we want to bring that subconscious into the light of consciousness. Okay, is this really serving my truth, my purpose, my path, my happiness in this exact moment? Okay, Cancer. I mean, Cancer is all about comfort. Cancer is all about stability and feeling safe and feeling nurtured. So if you're reflecting on something that's happened in the past few months, you know, Venus entered Gemini in early April. This is kind of the closing out of that energy now, as she's emerging as the morning star. She went through her shadow, she went through her retrograde, she went into the underworld, and now she's coming back as a morning star, giving us a gentle nudge to move forward in the direction that's going to serve us the best. So Sagittarius has to do with our destiny. You know, it's philosophy, it's world travel, it's the grander vision. And I want to suggest that there's nothing you can really do to force the inevitability of that grand vision coming to fruition, except to stay present to what is true and real in this moment. And the more that you honor yourself in this expression as you are today, and forget about all of the repercussions of what that's going to bring tomorrow and in years to come, the more surprises are going to come to you from the universe, the more you're going to feel like you're being led and you're not controlling your life by every whim and choice that you make. Like, that's a lot of pressure. You know, we can feel a lot of pressure with all this Gemini energy of needing to choose and decide and be in so much in the mind and in this logical thinking, you know, where the Sagittarian impulse is more intuitive. You know, we all want to believe that we can make every decision intuitively, but with the Sagittarius on the South Node right now and Jupiter at detriment in Capricorn, the Sagittarian energy is really just not the most powerful energy we have at our fingertips at this moment. The powerful energy we have to work with is the facts. Just what is. It is what it is. And our destiny will be what it will be. And so I just want to bring back this image to you because I love it so much. A woman just risen from the sea, a seal embracing her. So as we rise in our consciousness, as we rise in our awareness, the subconscious will embrace us and will give us the gifts we are seeking. If we see that we are not so much seeking the truth right now as the truth is seeking us, we can relax a little and learn to follow and go with the flow and know that we can just trust the facts. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this will help you wherever you are on your journey. I really thank you for tuning in, and if you are interested in an astrology reading of any type, if you want to see what's most present for you at the moment, or you just want a birth chart reading, I am happy to be available at my next convenience for you. I am booked out for a couple weeks. However, you can email me at mysticmovement33@gmail.com. And yeah, please just leave a comment. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. And I really appreciate your support and attention. Namaste, everyone. Aloha.